Impeachment plot against Uzodinma ridiculous, not in the best interest of Imo State, Ikedi Ohakim. Who told you? I don't think the Imo State people want this Uzodinma. I don't think they do, because they don't like him, and people does not like him power. He should go now. They should impeach him. The former governor of Imo State, Ikedi Ohakim, in this interview shares his views on some national pressing issues, including those affecting the economy, governance in Imo State and Nigeria. Excerpt below, he said, there has been a very noticeable absence of Your Excellency in the state for quite some time. Was it deliberate? He said, it was not deliberate. I've been away for routine medical attention. Imagine. All of them are medical attention. Medical attention that you cannot do in Nigeria. You have to travel outside the country. It was not something serious. It was just a hard appointment that came at long intervals, and it would have been unreasonable for me to fly in and out, so I had to stay back to try and keep all the appointments. Not true. Apparently, that was why you were so conspicuously absent during the funeral of the late President General of Ohaneze Ndigbo, Chief Emmanuel Umuayawu. He cut in, he said, it was something I regretted so much. I really wanted to join millions of other Nigerians to bid our late, indefatigable leader a big farewell. But I followed everything. I really thank Nigerians for honoring Ahajia Gamba. Okay? President Tinubu deserves a special mention for the concern he showed and for the huge presence of the federal government at the funeral. Our governor, Senator Hope Uzodinma, deserves a big commendation for the wonderful way he coordinated the entire thing. The same for his colleagues, the other 4 governors of the Southeast. They made Ndigbo proud. Okay. The interviewer said, in your absence, there have been some not so palatable developments in the state. Does that bother you? He said, I can't say any unpalatable things other than the general economic hardship that has enveloped the country as a whole, and Imo is not an exception. The interviewer said, but there has been this spate of allegations against Governor Uzodinma by some stakeholders, leading to counter-allegations by some of his aides in defense. It got to a point where there were speculations that a certain group was mounting pressure on the State House of Assembly to impeach the governor. What's your take? He said, well, I have read about all that, but the question you should ask yourself is what the basis of the attacks or allegations are in the first place. You asked for my take. My take is that the outbursts are uncalled for and are not in the best interest of the generality of the people of the state. We are passing through a very precarious period. People are angry, but the source of the anger is not Imo State, so we shouldn't cajole ourselves. Of course, we are in a democracy and people are at liberty to express their opinion. Everybody has the democratic liberty to demand accountability from the government, but we must be careful so as not to bring our state to ridicule and demarket it. And what's not there to demarket? Other people will be saying that they should not ridicule the country. They should not expose our country. What is there not to expose? Let us expose ourselves. Maybe they will come and help us. In as much as I recognize the right of the people to express their views, such views must be couched in a civil language. Nobody should resort to employing abusive language on the governor of a state. It is not permitted, no matter how bad things are. Can you imagine? It's not permitted. Until he kills us, Abi. We must learn how to put our views and grievances across in a civil manner. Now so, as if the country itself is civil. Resorting to name calling is not the best. Today, we are talking about investors. Nobody will bring his money to a place where there is no decorum. At the end of the day, it is not only the governor that will suffer it. Everybody will be the loser, especially the youth who are looking for employment opportunities. The interviewer says there is a claim that the major issue is that the governor is not carrying the people along, including his appointees. There is also the allegation that most of the things he does are shrouded in secrecy. He said, I'm not holding a brief for the governor, but when you say not carrying people along, or that things are done in secrecy, he has a cabinet that is made of people from different parts of the state. Have you tried to make inquiries about things from them and got rebuffed? We even have a House of Assembly made up of the representatives of the people. There's an appropriation law through which the budgets can be monitored. There is also the Freedom of Information Act through which anybody can get information on how the government is run. So we can't really be talking about secrecy in governance. There's secrecy. Don't whine us. Don't whine us. There's secrecy. People are not accountable. People are not transparent. Obviously, you did the same thing. Shebi, you're ex-governor. So obviously, you did the same thing, and that is why you're supporting Hope Uzodinma on the secrecy and whatever it is doing. Say there's no secrecy in governance. There is. People are not accountable to anybody. The interviewer said, so why are there talks about impeaching the governor? He said, That's even more ridiculous. You don't wake up one morning and start talking about impeachment. Imo ADDs are far more sophisticated and discerning than that type of thing. That is not our style. Okay. How many governors have been impeached in the country before? When they said I lost my re-election bid in 2011, those who were behind that perfidy made every effort to impeach me before the handover date on May 29. Probably you are not doing your job very well. And hope too is the same thing as you. For you to be supporting him, obviously it's the same as you. So people don't want him in power. That is why they are trying to impeach him. They pumped money into the project, but it failed because more people resisted it. Now so, you see, our elites should not take the people for granted. Imo lights are very knowledgeable. They know the rules. The moment you mention the word impeachment, they will laugh at you. They will then know that you are not serious. I do not want to go personal, but I will not pretend that I do not have a personal relationship with some of those who have made one public statement or the other. In any case, the same House of Assembly that will carry out the impeachment has just passed a vote of confidence on the governor. Ordinarily, they are not the type of personalities you can tell go to hell, but they cannot also on their part resort to calling the governor names, whether in public or in private. It is not allowed. We must pay due respect to our leaders and like I said earlier, learn to channel our grievances properly and use the proper language. Each of those making some claims against the governor is a leader in his own right. They belong to the same political elite with the governor and all of us. The interviewer asked, is all this not plain politics? He said politics, yes, but politics without decorum. I have caused myself to draw the governor's attention to certain things. In my open letters to Imolites before the governorship election last year, I advised the governor on certain issues. What advice will you possibly have for him? I didn't have to insult him to be able to make those points, and I believe that he appreciated them. I think that politicians, even if you are in the opposition, should develop the flair for putting their views across without sounding abusive or resort to name calling. The interviewer asked again, you said there is no need to call for a truce, but I know that many expect people like you to intervene. He said, what I'm doing right now is an intervention, otherwise I would not have started talking to you in the first place. Because I knew you people will raise this matter. Talking about a truce presupposes that there is a quarrel between the governor and those making some of the claims. I said, I don't see any quarrel. The governor has not uttered a word on the so-called allegations. I think it is just sufficient to remind everybody that criminal elements may take advantage of the war words in the media to further aggravate the spread of insecurity in our state, which will be of nobody's interest. So let me seize this opportunity to appeal to everybody to give peace a chance. We need peace to be able to attract investment that will give jobs to our young people. We need peace to be able to cope with the harsh economic weather prevalent in our country. We need peace for everything. That is my message to everybody. I've heard you. Your message to everybody. Okay now. My listeners, over to you. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to like, to share and subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.